Hello and welcome to Genius Indian. Friends, today we are going to discuss the concept of unintended consequences. It is a sociological concept and it is also known as unanticipated consequences or the law of unforeseen consequences. And it talks of a situation where the outcomes of a purposeful action are not intended or foreseen. And it talks of a situation where the outcomes are remarkably different than what they were imagined to be or thought to be. This concept was popularized in the 20th century by American sociologist Robert K. Merton. Unintended consequences can be grouped into three types: unexpected benefits, unexpected drawbacks, and perverse results. Let us now look at them in some detail. And let us first look at the good news. Let us see what are the unexpected benefits. And what we mean here is to have a positive unexpected benefit, a happy surprise, a situation where luck smiles suddenly upon us, and something that is also known as a windfall gain or a windfall profit. And by the way, there is a Genius Indian video on windfall profits, and in case you have not seen it, you can watch it now. Coming back to the benefits, let us take the most recent example, one right from this very year, one of COVID-19. As you know, most of the countries around the world in the first half of 2020 went through the extended lockdowns, which caused economic activity to slow down. But it also had some unintended benefits and some unplanned positive effects. Millions of people spent tons of quality time with their families after a long time. Many fathers suddenly had time to play with their children, and many people were able to reconnect with their neighbors. People rediscovered the joys of a slow life, a life without daily commute lasting hours upon hours, and a life without the stress of traveling. And because most people stayed indoors, the pollution levels suddenly fell. Because of very little industrial activity and sparse transportation, greenhouse gas emissions fell. Air quality in India's most polluted cities improved remarkably. During the lockdown, air pollution levels in Delhi dropped by 49%. In Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh, people were able to see snow-capped peaks of Gangotri for the first time in more than 30 years. In Venice, the murky canals got clearer. Because of the absence of boat traffic on the city's famous waterways, the fish became visible in the water below. And according to a study, the lockdown-driven cleaner air led to 11,000 fewer deaths from pollution in the UK and Europe. And all these processes gave some respite to nature and environment, which was suffering from ceaseless human activity, and it helped restore some ecological balance. Besides, many companies discovered that a whole lot of their jobs could be done by their employees right from the home, something that will save the cost of extra offices in the future and will save lots of transportation costs in the future. This is a win-win situation both for the employers as well as employees. Corporates learned that they could do a whole lot of office meetings through tools like Zoom, something that will help the companies save lots of money in years to come by curbing unnecessary executive travel. And at the same time, executives can spend lots of quality time at home in the togetherness of their family and yet be working. Let us now look at the unexpected drawbacks. These are a whole lot more than the unintended benefits, because one of the most powerful laws in this world is Murphy's Law, according to which anything that can go wrong will go wrong. We have tons of examples of this. However, the most famous example is that of the introduction of rabbits to Australia. Rabbits were introduced to Australia in year 1788 by European settlers, and they were introduced as food animals and as game animals so that wealthy European settlers could pass time by shooting them. However, what happened afterwards was totally unintended, and it was an unintended loss, and in fact a major loss. Free from diseases and having virtually no predators in a friendly environment, the wild population of rabbits grew and grew very fast, and soon they became a problem for the very European settlers, because whenever they tried to establish a vegetable garden, the rabbits destroyed it. And because rabbits are prolific breeders, by 1860s they spread across two-thirds of Australia. And by 1920s there were an estimated 10 billion of them in entire Australia. They were destroying crops, uprooting vegetable gardens, and eating up the saplings. Today, although their numbers have come down, yet even today there are an estimated 200 million rabbits in Australia. And even today, they cost Australian primary producers more than $100 million per year in lost production as well as in control costs. Yet another example of unintended losses is the introduction of deadly insecticides in India. Before 1960s, most of the Indian farmers grew organic food without pesticides. But then came the Green Revolution, and during the Green Revolution, the synthetic fertilizers were introduced. And because of them, the plants became more susceptible to pests and insects. So a whole lot of pesticides, insecticides, fungicides, acaricides, and rodenticides were introduced on the farms. And the sad side effect of introduction of all these poisons is that today in many places, farmers are suffering from cancer due to unwarranted exposure to these harmful chemicals. This brings us to the last category, that of the perverse results. A perverse result is a perverse effect contrary to what was originally intended, a result that is actually worse than the original problem. This concept loosely matches with the Indian saying which says, "चौबे चले थे छब्बे बनने, लेकिन दुबे बन के रह गए." The most famous example in this category is from our own country. It is said that the British government once upon a time was concerned about the rise in the number of cobra snakes in Delhi. As you know, cobras are extremely dangerous and just one bite produces enough neurotoxins to kill 20 adults or one elephant. So in order to control them, the government offered a bounty for every dead cobra. Luckily, this turned out to be a successful strategy, as large number of snakes were killed for the reward. This made everybody happy. However, soon after, there was a perverse outcome of this entire exercise. A whole lot of enterprising people began breeding cobras for the extra income and for extra rewards. They would breed the snakes, grow them, and then kill them and then present them to the government to claim the bounty. When the government officers came to know of this scam, they felt cheated and they scrapped the reward program. But this caused yet another problem. The enterprising cobra breeders suddenly realized that their pets were useless, so they released them. As a result of which, the cobra population increased even more than what it was before the program was initiated. In other words, the solution to the problem made the situation even worse. So friends, this was a brief intro to the concept of unintended consequences. In the next episode, we will discuss yet another topic which is important for our personal and professional growth. So please don't miss it. And the best way not to miss it is to subscribe to Genius Indian channel. And the best way to spread the knowledge is to like and share the video. And the best way to improve the quality of the work is to provide your valuable feedback. And finally, the best way to end this conversation is to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching.